Ukraine and Poland, friends forever? Or are we? The two countries share not only mutual border, but also similar mentality, principles, and of course, long and complicated history, which has been rewritten and reinterpreted dozens of times. And definitely not without the help of Kremlin propaganda. The dictator continues promoting the narrative that Poland only helps Ukraine today in order to capture some of its territories in the future. And of course, the cities in the West that were under Polish control in the 14th century. And no matter how absurd that sounds to me, and possibly even to you, some Western media have already picked it up, which means it's time for us to break down why this narrative has nothing to do with the reality. First and foremost, even if we were to lose our minds and believe that Poland is plotting an invasion, our first question would be why helping Ukraine in a fight against Russia in the first place? Doesn't that just make Ukraine stronger and harder to capture eventually? And the answer is obvious. If Poland wanted to invade Ukraine, it would have done it at the best time possible, February 2022, at the beginning of Russia's full scale invasion of Ukraine. But as we all know, it didn't. Point number two, cooperation with Ukraine would have much more benefits for Poland than capturing its territories. You see, in a modern world, international relations are valued much more than new territories, on which you first have to spend a lot of money, resources, meanwhile fighting the opposition in place, and of course, struggling with international sanctions which were imposed on you for brutally violating international law. So the choice is obvious. And the last but most important and most obvious, Poland is simply no Russia. Moreover, none of the civilized countries in the world would risk its entire existence to fulfill imperialistic ambitions. And it's not only about dictator there versus president here, it's about people. Those who dream about ruining a neighboring country versus those who care about their own land and well being. So don't let the propaganda fool you. The world supports Ukraine, and so should you. Anastasia Tarnowska from Warsaw, Poland for UATV.